Niamh will be my hot tip for the show.
What's happened to Ciara? Because Ciara started off very impressive and seems to have slid slightly out of favour, almost with everybody. I mean, Caroline, it looks like when you see her being talked about by the other candidates, she's very unpopular. I
think with Ciara is she started off very strong, and she had told everybody from day one that, oh, I have this in the bag, you guys can go home. I think she's kind of shone in the two sale tasks, which is her field anyway, but once it's outside of that field, she can't actually do anything else, I think. I think she's kind of boxed into that.
In shows like this, she's easy pickings for people. If they're looking for excuses to bring people in, because she's been in so many times, she's an easy nomination for people. Oh, let's just pick Ciara, she's in all the time. So it may not be to do with her performance, but the fact she's such an underdog that she's easy to pick for people if she's on the losing team.
That's what I find intriguing about it, because her move to underdog happened so quickly. She started off being in charge of the boys' team, total surprise, won it, and over the following episodes she has slid further and further.
See, I think that's quite good. I think that shows a story and it shows growth. At the start she's at the top, and now she's at the bottom, so can she claw her way back? And if she does and wins it, she's obviously a really good winner, and that's the good story about her.
Well, let's remind ourselves then of, if she's already down at the bottom of that slope, let's go back through how that slope happened.
So, what team name did you pick last night?
Fusion.
And who did you pick for project manager?
Ciara. I know I'm going to win the Apprentice this year. I'm not in here to come second or third. I'm in here to win the Apprentice this year.
Carl, you will be leading the girls. And Ciara, you will be leading the boys.
Really excited to be part of the team. I got my first commission-only door-to-door knocking sales job when I was 13, and I've never left sales since I've been out.
Well done, Elevate. You're this week's winner.
Should we go for, like, the butcher?
Well, we don't actually... That's not Friday. I'm a little bit worried about Ciara. She seems to be a little bit isolated, and she doesn't seem to be joining in either and making her intentions heard.
No, Barry, that's the conversation I was trying to have with you.
No,
were you him? You're saying, it is, Barry. I just felt that throughout the day that nobody was really listening to me properly. And I just felt that he started raising his voice and kind of getting a little bit personal, and that just upset me.
Everything in the country under EU legislation has calories on it.
The photo shoot probably didn't work out quite right, and we've already...
Why did you tell us that there was a problem with the background? Then Kieran and I would have done whatever you told me to.
In the whole day I did 2 billboards and a brochure. It would take most professional...
Maybe if you had actually paid attention to the main billboard, then we wouldn't be sitting here now.
Who are you going to bring back into the boardroom with you?
Ciara and Niamh. I think we all knew before we even lost the task who was going to come into the boardroom.
In my mind, I brought in the right 2 people, and I'm basing it on your professional abilities in this task.
Would you be interested in hearing about Ryobi? What we're doing today actually is this here, which is a starter pack.
Ciara's done a great job so far. She's brilliant to approach people and to build a conversation and rapport with them. All I can say to you is, like, you know, I'm of strong morals and ethics. Everything that I will say inside there is the truth.
Okay, keep on looking at me.
I'm not sitting looking at you, I'm looking across the whole way, sorry.
Why is Ciara here?
She doesn't work well with people, Bill. She's in the boardroom twice in 4 weeks for a reason. She's not cut out for this. We made 3 sales.
What you need to do is put your business head on, take the friendship out of it, and the strategy.
That is exactly what I did. There is no strategy involved here.
There is strategy, and there is relationships being involved in this room. And I tell you, you've made a show of yourself today by doing what you did.
Ciara, don't know what it is. 3 PMs brought you back. One time when you had given the best sales of anybody on the day, and you're brought back. Why is that? I don't know. You better find out.
Yes, Bill.
Yeah, well, it may be slipping away from Ciara, but that doesn't seem to have stopped her developing a persecution complex. Have a look at this sneaky clip where she's walking out of the boardroom with Barry. Listen to what she says.
Okay.
I knew when you'd be listening to Jamie and Eve that I'd get set up again. I fucking knew it.
Oh, genuinely, I wasn't bad.
I was. They set me up. I'm telling you. Take my word for it.
Oh, the stress of that is definitely taking hold of Ciara. Caroline, thing I want to ask you about in tonight's show. There is a clip when you're out of the boardroom waiting to go back in, and it's you and Ciara and Barry. And Barry puts his hand on your knee, and Ciara's knee. Caroline. What was that about?
I mean, why wouldn't you? We're 2 lovely girls sitting there.
True, but...
I know. I think Barry genuinely... He was friendly with us, so he did feel bad about having to bring somebody back in and bringing us in.
Feeling bad wasn't the feeling bit that I was worried about with that clip, because we only see about 5 seconds of it in the show. Guys, give me a show of hands. How many people think he kept his hand there for more than 20 seconds? Who thinks more than 30? Who thinks more than 40? You guys totally underestimate our Barry. This is our no-nonsense clip of the week. And by the way, if you want to get any of these clips, you can get them on nononsense.ie/The Apprentice.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, now touch me, baby.
Okay. No, of course not.
I know, but...
It's all right, Barry. You have to bring in someone.
Seconds of hand on knee. By the way, while that was playing, Carolyn said, she got a rub. I didn't. What possessed you to let him sit there like that for nearly a minute?
I actually didn't remember that until I watched it back, that he had sat there like that. I totally
How
forgot.
can you forget a large man kneeling in front of you with his hand on your thigh?
I don't know.
Brian,
it's easy to forget.
Yes, we'll set Will up to do that later on.
Yes, thanks.
Is that appropriate to do in a business situation?
Not in a business situation. From a reality TV point of view, if viewers watching, of course, it's amazing. But the thing is, you know when someone shakes your hand and you'd be like, oh, God, let go now. It was one of those moments. It was a bit inappropriate, but also because Ciara's skirt was riding up quite high. And then he's also, touch, going to rub my nose. He's going to rub back on her leg. She doesn't know.
But it's not even that. He's not just resting his hand.
He's rubbing his thumb.
There's a thumb
He's
movement,
caressing. Yeah, it was a little bit, yeah, but you obviously didn't recall it.
Leo, when people in We Ireland get stressed, is that how they support each other?
We tend about to do some recycling.
But is that not a lawsuit in a normal business situation?
I have a dodgy ground, all right, yeah.
Terry, were you surprised?
Especially with the cameras on, I was, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have a confession to make. We're going to have to take a break and re-watch that clip again and possibly again and again. Make yourself comfortable, because coming up there are some very important questions that we want to ask Carolyn, and they're predominantly about the men in her life. You don't want to miss that. Well, you're welcome back to the right venue and The Apprentice. You're fired. We have some very important issues to discuss with Caroline. First of all, your experience of living in the house. Who got under your skin?
Well, as I said earlier, I didn't get on with Sarah very well. We never had any fights. We just kind of stayed clear of each other. Other than that, I suppose...
Oh, it must have been more than stayed clear of each other, because in the car, I mean, you were scathing about her in the car.
That's it. I did kind of let rant when I was fired, and I don't really know why, because I can't put my finger. We had never had one particular run-in or argument. I think we just knew, you're not for me, so we just stayed clear of each other. It was mutual.
Well, let's have a little look back and a little retrospective on where the tensions may have developed.
Sarah... she's very hard to work with. I find her very hard to work with.
Purely based on performance on this task, definitely I think Caroline didn't input anything, and it's kind of funny because on the first day, on the way home, Caroline actually turned around and said, I have done nothing on this task, my contribution has been shit.
Recycling? Oh no, it's a recycling task. Maybe leaving Sarah and putting her in the bin, maybe. I don't know if she's recyclable though, could be just waste. That was a joke. Nice. Come on.
Sarah couldn't work with her, wouldn't work with her, will never have to work with her. Get rid of her.